Aging often comes with misconceptions, but the truth is, it's not a limitation, it's a superpower. And as you look in the mirror, you may see deepening lines around your eyes, additional wrinkles, and even thinning hair. But as you scroll through Instagram perfect images, it is hard not to feel like you're too old, outdated, in no way competitive. However, you have years of experience that have equipped you with wisdom, resilience, and a unique perspective that can't be taught in a classroom or posted on a meme. And in this episode, we're diving into how aging enhances your value in life and work and showing why your accumulated knowledge and skills are your greatest assets. So whether you're navigating a career pivot, mentoring others, or chasing a lifelong dream, your experience can be the foundation for your most impactful chapter yet. So stay tuned. This podcast is brought to you by DJ Works Media and HalftimeSuccess.com, offering resources and insights for those at mid-career or the halftime of life. Explore our diverse categories, including courses, coaching, health, music, software, and travel. We're here to help you make this stage of life your best ever. So get our new articles, downloads, and podcasts by signing up for weekly updates at goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. Now, let's dive into today's episode. Have you ever thought about aging as your superpower? Well, getting older often comes with that feeling of giving up, discouraged that your body doesn't move the way it used to, and your mind can't keep up with every new tech tool that comes out. We've all felt that way. And as you look in the mirror, you might see those deepening eye and lines around your eyes, those additional wrinkles and thinning hair. But as you scroll through your social media perfect images, well, it's hard to not to feel like you're too old, outdated, and like you just can't compete anymore. But I want to encourage you today, don't let those thoughts hold you back. Because you have years of experience. All of you have experience different than mine. Mine is different than yours, that have equipped you with wisdom, resilience, and a unique perspective. And it can't be learned in a classroom or gleaned from some meme or post. So we're going to be diving into how aging enhances your value in life and work and showing why your accumulated knowledge, unique knowledge and skills are your greatest assets. So whether you are, whatever stage you're at, mid-career, you're needing a change, or you're helping others, you're counseling, you're coaching, or you're chasing a lifelong dream, your experience is the strong foundation on which to build your next chapter. So let's discover some of your superpowers. And we're going to start with your experience as a competitive edge. I'm going to give you a little example here. At age 50, Leo Goodwin Sr., he leveraged his background as an accountant and an insurance agency manager to found GEICO alongside his wife, Lillian. Now, if you've seen the commercials with that cute little green gecko that talks, well, you've heard of GEICO. Now, despite financial hurdles and skepticism from established insurers, Goodwin focused on serving a niche market, and those were government employees and military personnel, which is a wonderful business principle to establish that niche market. And this innovative approach helped GEICO grow into one of the largest insurance companies in the United States, illustrating how experience and, very important, persistence can create lasting success. And your years of accumulated knowledge and skills set you apart in ways that, well, younger generations, they just can't replicate. Whether it's understanding industry nuances or anticipating challenges, your expertise allows you to navigate complexities with ease, or at least with a stamina that you've built over the years. This is especially valuable for like attorneys and others that have been in other financial fields. And sometimes that stamina comes from picking yourself up after failures. And experience also builds credibility, and people trust somebody who's a proven track record, even if some of that is having moments of failure. And a competitive landscape, this depth of understanding, it becomes, wow, your most valuable tool. So let's move on to a network and how your network is your power. Now, I've been invited, as many of us have, to numerous networking events, all vying for my attention to join, of course, with my membership fees. But I only have so much time and energy and stamina on these. Well, trust the trust is essential in building a strong network. It's important to remember that it's not developed just by attending events. And there's usually a common thread of shared experiences and time that strengthens those relationships. And that trust doesn't always take years to build either, but it does grow over time. Now, that said, it's important to recognize the value of contacts outside our immediate network. And I remember a time when a friend's network proved invaluable to me. After discovering that another writer was claiming some of my intellectual property, I panicked. And I was hosting a dinner that night where this particular friend immediately connected me with an attorney that she personally knew specifically in the field that I needed. And that contact saved me from significant losses, including the production team I had already hired for producing a musical. I didn't want to lose that team. And this experience, boy, it highlights how even a friend's network can have a major impact. And over a lifetime, cultivating trusted relationships, it creates a web of connections that can offer mentorship, collaboration, and new opportunities. And those connections give you an access to diverse perspectives and resources, enhancing your ability to succeed. And whether you're seeking advice or helping others achieve their goals, your network is an invaluable asset that amplifies your impact. And we need to just affirm that. So let's move on to point number 3. You have a richer perspective. Now I'm going to cover Bernie Marcus as an illustration. He passed away at the age of 95, but his legacy lives on through his remarkable journey because at age 49, Marcus co-founded Home Depot after being fired from his CEO position at Handy Dan Improvement Center. And despite the setback, he had already envisioned a place where do-it-yourselfers could find everything they needed in one location, and a concept that didn't exist in the home improvement industry at the time. In fact, I love going to Home Depot personally. And Marcus turned his dismissal into an opportunity by creating a home improvement retail chain that revolutionized the industry. And building Home Depot came with its challenges, if you've ever read his book. But it's now the largest home improvement retailer in the United States, demonstrating how resilience and experience can lead to groundbreaking success. And you can read the full story in that book, Built from Scratch. It's very good. A lifetime of experiences equips you with the ability to approach challenges from a broader perspective. And this perspective, it fosters empathy, it enhances strategic decision-making, and it deepens your understanding of human dynamics. So whether managing a team or navigating personal relationships, your perspective allows you to handle situations with wisdom and composure, or at least a little more wisdom and composure than the next person. So let's move on to another principle here is the opportunity to reinvent at this stage of your life. I'm going to give the illustration of Colonel Sanders, and his full name was Harland David Sanders, and he lived from 1890 to 1980. And he opened Sanders Cafe, which was attached to a service station in Kentucky. And the Shell Oil Company had given him the service station in return for paying Shell Oil a percentage of his sales. That really helped him. And it was here that he started serving his fried chicken in 1935 at the age of 45. And he received the honorary commission as a Kentucky colonel by the governor of Kentucky. And at age 50, wow, he had finally perfected his secret recipe for his beloved fried chicken prepared in a pressure cooker. Well, Rodney L. Anderson, he was a sign painter, and he came up with the name Kentucky Fried Chicken as he was painting the sign for it. And Sanders used the name to differentiate his product from a more common deep-fried Southern chicken, which is also good. And in 1955, at the age of 65, he incorporated Kentucky Fried Chicken. And in 1964, there were more than 600 franchises in the United States and Canada. And he ended up selling KFC, but continued to tour KFC restaurants all around the world as the face of KFC. Ah, what a legacy. And aging provides the perfect background for reinvention and expansion as you better understand your true passions and your priorities, your core values, whether it's starting a new career, launching a business, or pursuing a creative endeavor. This stage of life offered clarity and freedom to align your efforts with what really truly matters to you. And reinvention is proof that it's never too late to grow and thrive. And I can imagine that with every visit Colonel Sanders made to a KFC around the world, even after selling the company, he felt the impact of creating a legacy with a unique recipe and a solid business plan. Well, let's talk about mentorship and leadership in the process of aging, where your experience places you in a unique position to guide others, even if you feel like no one's listening to you. And mentorship allows you to pass on wisdom while reinforcing your leadership capabilities. And younger colleagues, they benefit from your insights while you gain really a renewed sense of purpose and contribution. Of course, relationships are all part of this. It's important. And it was affirmed in my interview with Naomi Rode, who I call a mentor's mentor, in her mid-80s at the time of the interview. I've posted that link in the show notes. And she's literally mentored hundreds, if not thousands of people in her life. And it's been a help to me. And Naomi's perspective broadened my own view of mentorship, as it doesn't have to be a structured program. A mentor is described in the biblical sense of mostly speaking to women in Titus 2:3-5, written about 64 to 65 AD, as a relationship between someone older to someone younger. But as a historical fact, the very first mentor is assumed to appear in Greek mythology in Homer's classic, the Odyssey, all about 800 BC, when Odysseus disappeared to fight the Trojan War. He was giving his mentor, his entrusted friend, mentor, with the task of bringing up his son. So that's where mentor came from. It was an entrusted relationship. So I strongly feel the area of mentorship is needed in today's society. And there are many in their 30s and 40s who, they've gotten their information from multiple sources that may not be entirely healthy. And they lack the tools personally as well as professionally. And they need to interact with those who have experience both in life and business, who've lived through many of the issues they're facing. Even if slightly different, and even if facing failures, they have to know how to fail. And this role of mentorship, it not only strengthens relationship, but it also underscores your value within your professional community. So let's just talk about one more principle here: is age is just a number. Success knows no age limit. I mean, we can find many other illustrations and stories of those who have experienced success and failure, but they live significant and full lives. And your experience, I want to encourage you in this. It demonstrates that dedication, curiosity, and perseverance are the keys to achievement, and not how many candles are on your birthday cake. I have to remind myself the same thing. And by embracing your potential and pursuing your goals, You shatter stereotypes and inspire others to do the same, proving that fulfillment and success, well, those are lifelong pursuits. So remember the truth about aging. Your experience is your superpower, and don't discount it. And again, I have to tell myself the same thing. We can be so self-focused, and we can look in that mirror and think, oh, who am I? But a certain part of that is a good view of ourselves. I mean, healthy view of ourselves. But I just want to encourage you that I want to keep working. I want to keep going. I love what I do. And I want to encourage you to be in that same place and to find something based on that experience, based on your life, and based on really where your heart is. That's important. What is that saying to you? Where do you feel like you want it? What are the next steps for you? I do have an article with this. Make sure you get it. goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. You can sign up for it, get all of them free in your inbox, or just go to the link in the show notes and it goes directly to the article. And the article has all the links that I've quoted in this podcast. So thanks so much for being with me today. And I've really enjoyed going through this. It's helpful for me to remind some of those principles I learned through each one that I produce as well. And I will look forward to being with you again next time. So bye-bye for now. Thank you for joining us. It is because of our wonderful listeners like you that we keep going strong week after week. We'd love it if you'd share and follow us to not miss a single show and even write a review. You can also find all of our articles, products, and links at womenathalftime.com.